Everyone, I have some very sad news. Stefan was supposed to be here to introduce the show, but there was a freak accident. He has now passed on to the spirit world, but I'm sure Stefan's ghost would want the show to go on. We'll be covering everything spooky happening this Halloween. This is Internews.
Now, I may be a ghost, but you can't get rid of me that easily. Internews is back again with twice as many jump scares as usual. I know what you're thinking. Yes, I am a ghost. And no, that doesn't change my opinion on Casper the friendly ghost. Let me tell you, he is not so friendly. Let's get back to the stories. The basic white girls are looking a bit paler than usual, and suddenly they're craving something darker than pumpkin spice. Starbucks chains in the United Kingdom recently announced a new addition to their menu, a vampire frappuccino. The drink is comprised of a chocolate cream base with raspberry syrup and a dollop of whipped cream. And no, the secret ingredient is not blood. At least, they say. Though, it is suspicious that the drink is only being released in the UK, where a lot of people are pretty pale and have funny teeth. Anyways, stores across the pond are offering two versions of the drink. The Mr. Vampire Frap starts with a mocha sauce, extra whipped cream, and comes topped with chocolate-flavored cereal. The Miss Vampire Frap starts with the same base, then gets a splash of sweet vanilla added in. Top the two off with the strawberry puree and additional whipped cream, and you've got your complicated drink. I can't help but notice that garlic didn't make the list of ingredients. Could this be a coincidence? Or is it possible that those baristas have something more sinister up their sleeves? The mystery has finally been solved. The killer unmasked. Ted Cruz confirmed on October 18th that he is, as many suspected, the Zodiac killer. Cruz tweeted out an image of a cryptic letter sent by the Zodiac killer to the police. Some may argue that Cruz couldn't possibly be the Zodiac killer since he was born the same year that the killer became inactive. Others might suggest that the recent tweet was Cruz getting in on a joke that has plagued him since the 2016 presidential election. But the truth could not be clearer. Ted Cruz wants us to buy into the implausibility of him being the Zodiac killer. He's built out the ultimate alibi. All you have to do is look at the side-by-side images to get all the evidence you could ever need. Well, all right, maybe Cruz looks a little bit more pudgy than he did in the 70s. All I know is that the Zodiac killer is still at large, and we are all squabbling over slight inconsistencies. Will the authorities finally put an end to the bandits, or will Cruz continue on as a scourge on this world? Somebody once told me that just when you thought that discrimination in America couldn't get any worse, we have hit a new low this week. On October 16th, police pulled over an ogre for no apparent reason and gave her a ticket. Wait. Oh, all right, wait, I'm being told that this was actually not a real ogre. It was just a woman in Shrek makeup. The police pulled over and ticketed a student who was driving back from class. Police say that it was due to her driving over the speed limit, but I suspect that they really have a phobia that they don't want us to believe. I believe it could also be due to the fact that she was in the Offshire Swamp, or the recent development of a missing donkey. Hold on. Okay, all right, I'm being reminded that this is definitely just a girl in a Shrek makeup that was pulled over. Twitter, of course, had no shortage of horrible puns about the matter, asking if she was driving far, far away or going over the speed limit. I don't believe this is a laughing matter, though. Ogres have been treated unfairly for far too long. I want equality for all fairy tale creatures, regardless of beauty. Okay, I'm being reminded once again that this was not a real ogre driving this car. It was just a regular college student in Shrek makeup. We can dream, though. While I figure out whether or not Shrek is real, let's check in with our ever-vigilant meme hunters in our meme watch segment.
Thanks, Stefan. Welcome to Meme Watch. I'm Dez, and I'm always on high alert for the week's hottest memes. Since we covered spooks for the last episode on Friday the 13th, here are some more.
Spooky, scary skeletons speak with such a screech. You'll shake and shudder in surprise when you hear these zombies shriek.
Okay, now that we've cleared the air, let's talk about snap effects. The new format showed up on Reddit a couple of weeks ago, with some minor backlash for its incredibly low-effort nature. For example, notice in these memes, the original fact has been poorly MS painted over, and a popular meme phrase replaces it in a basic Photoshop font. Other memes in this format will change the number of the fact to a humorous numeral, even going so far as to metatextualize the lack of trying by referencing a lesser quality image editing software in comparison to Adobe Photoshop. These Snapple facts even reference a topic we covered last episode. It just goes to show how versatile this format is, and why it was receiving some criticism within the greater meme community. Here are some other pretty spicy memes that lit up the meme barometer. Our wholesome meme this week is considerably older, but let's face it, viewers, even the coldest soul can cough a chuckle at this one. That's all I have for you this time on Meme Watch. My name is Dez. Keep wasting your time on the internet. Back to you, Stefan.
Memes always put things in perspective for me. And now, I realize what I have been missing all my life. A really cool Halloween costume. You probably have your costume all sorted out. However, if you just woke up from a deep 50-year slumber, then here are 2017's top 5 costume options. Nothing is quite as scary as the horror that could become a reality. Coming in at number 5, it's as realistic as horror gets with an infamous serial killer. The Zodiac Killer. When you look into those cold, dead eyes, all that can be imagined is sadistic pain. If dressing up like a killer on the loose isn't your style, then maybe this mysterious costume might be for you. Number 4 on our list is a costume so secretive, we can't even show it. The JFK Files. All your friends will be begging for your secrets. You'll just have to convince them that they don't want to wade through the boring details. Horror encompasses far more than just crazed killers and the creepy unknown. The costume coming in at number 3 is a horror that poses a constant threat without even stalking you through a dimly lit street. A Russian hacker. What's worse than a threat to our country's very democracy? If that doesn't make you shiver, then you must be a hardened horror movie survivor. Sometimes, the best costume is one based on legend. Some debate whether this entity truly exists. Sightings on Boylston Street may point to some reality to the folklore. Prove to everyone that you know the truth with the costume at number 2 on our list. Lee Pelton. It's a light and mystical costume that is sure to get people talking. Maybe you want your costume to reflect this year's biggest horror sensation. Maybe you want to combine the Halloween spirit with something that shows off your wild side. Look no further than the costume that tops our list this year. Sexy Pennywise. I'm definitely gonna have a clown-related nightmare tonight. Any questions? I'm really in the Halloween spirit now. How about we keep it going by hearing an especially spooky story? Let's send it over to Marissa to see what she has in store.
I found myself shifting through some of the strangest Emerson Facebook groups to find the perfect creepy story to tell. Suddenly, Messenger popped up with a message request from a mysterious account, simply named Emerson Creepypasta. This is the story I was sent. I was smoking under the bridge of the public garden. A few swans swam in the pond. They glowed in the light of the full moon. I heard shuffling. A grimy old man stumbled into me. A repulsive scent lingered around him. Didn't smell like a dirty old man, though. It smelled of bird. When I refused his drunken request for a cigarette, he got aggressive. He swung an empty bottle at me. Then the swans arrived. At first, only one, and then a couple more, but then a giant swarm. They circled the old man and pecked away at his knees. I laughed, not realizing the danger I was in. I watched their beaks widen, revealing fangs the size of steak knives. The old man's flesh tore open in an instant and painted the crown of the white feathers crimson. The only thing worse than the man's horrified scream was the collective shriek let out by the killer swans. Petrified, I watched as the swans devoured the man they consumed in whole. They turned to me next. I broke out of a sudden state. I ran away faster than I ever ran before. I've never been back there since. I was told during freshman orientation to stay away from the public garden at night. I should have listened to that wise warning. Hopefully you won't make the same mistake that I did.
That wasn't very scary at all. And guess what? I also got a message from that account with an equally creepy story. Viewer beware, you're in for a scare. My friend invited me to the Facebook page Secret Emerson Explorers. In the group, there's a detailed set of instructions on how to sneak into the Colonial Theater. There wasn't much else going on around midnight on a Tuesday, so I went for it. All was well as I crept from the second floor of Colonial into the basement. I passed through a seedy tunnel and climbed the ladder. As I ascended, I heard something unexpected. Faint, yet clear melodies echoed above me. I made it into the theater and found my way onto the mezzanine. I peeked into the extravagantly grandiose construction site. I noticed shadowy figures huddled together on the dusty stage. I couldn't quite make out what they said, but watched as they bowed to a statue of Lin-Manuel Miranda. Panic washed over me. I knew I had to get out. After one step, I fell. I hit the floor with a thud, and they instantly looked up at me. They made their way towards me. Their chant became clearer and more melodic. I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens. I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens. I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens. I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens. And now, I cannot escape their sweet chant. I finally see the light. I can tell you weren't prepared for the fright from that story, Marissa.
The scariest part was definitely your singing voice. And you know what's better than scary stories? Stories about the extraterrestrial. Earlier this month, Tom DeLonge to the Stars Academy of Arts and Science held a meeting which included several former members of the Department of Defense, Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works, and several other secret black budget projects. According to them, the U.S. government has been stockpiling exotic technologies that have the potential to change life and society as we know it. In an article published by the Huffington Post, the former manager of the Department of Defense Aerospace Threat Program, Luis Elizondo, spoke at the meeting and made the bold claim that aircraft not of this world have been secretly observing the Earth. He went on to say that while unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAPs for short, do not appear to pose any direct threat to national security, but the military and the rest of the armed forces take sightings of these objects very seriously. In fact, Luis said that he plans on obtaining never-before-seen footage from the U.S. government systems of UAPs and releasing it to the public. With so many high-ranking officials all talking about the possibility of visitors from another world, it can be so hard not to look up at the sky and wonder if we're really as alone as we think. There's a new sensation that's sweeping the nation, and it's Line Rider. Guys, are you guys sure I have the right script here? Because I'm pretty sure that this is so 2009. But really, Line Rider is back, like from the dead, like a zombie. On October 10th, a Line Rider track was synchronized to the music of In the Hall of the Mountain King, appeared on the tubes, and was submitted to Reddit on the video's subreddit. The video made the front page, earning over 84,000 votes, with 91% of them being upvotes and 78 gold, and the over 2.6 million views on YouTube. I can remember when I used to just randomly draw lines just to see how fast I could make the guys go, and even the old McDonald's commercials using Line Rider. But then there were people who dedicated their lives to Line Rider and created masterpieces. All we need is somebody now to create a Line Rider track based off of a fidget spinner. Someone please get on that. Do it for the meme. Also making a splash on YouTube is Taylor Swift's new music video. Taylor released her latest music video for her single, Ready For It. The video has her in almost a nude bodysuit, a la Scarlett Johansson in The Ghost in the Shell. Personally, I think that's a much better song than Look What You Made Me Do, and has even more futuristic look and feel. And who doesn't want to see T-Swizzle in a glorious nude-colored cyborg bodysuit? It's perfect for that Halloween party out in Eastie that you're going to if you want to boost your reputation. See what I did there? Sorry, that was a bad joke. Moving on, I think I'm back in the Halloween spirit.
The people have spoken. And if I know the people, the one thing everyone wants to hear about is more Halloween stories. This Halloween, Burger King decided to expertly troll their biggest rival, McDonald's, by offering up a spooktacular promotion. Tonight, BK will offer a free Whopper to their first 500 guests that are dressed in creepy clown costumes. The promotion is limited to Los Angeles, Austin, Salt Lake City, and right here in Boston. To advertise this event, Burger King released a super duper scary commercial that threw some expert jabs at McDonald's by featuring a ton of scary clowns, including one that was strikingly similar to Ronald McDonald. Now, some people are quite excited for this event, while literally everyone else is ready to stay the fuck away from BK. Whose idea was it to invite over 500 clowns to congregate in some of this nation's biggest cities? Was last year's clown scare just not enough? Look, you all can do whatever you want on Halloween, but don't expect to see me waiting in line behind old Ron McDonald with those beady, bloodlusting eyes. Okay, jokes aside, I'm sure everything's gonna be fine on Halloween, so no need to worry. I hope you all have the greatest and safest Halloween. Oh my God! That's it. I need a break from the scary stories. Let's just talk about something fun. Attention, citizens of Boston. The next great meme war has been declared, and Boston will be the battlefield. In response to the last August free speech rally in the Boston Common, which saw over a whopping 10,000 counter-protesters, the organization Resist Marxism has decided to hold what they call a Rally for the Republic. The purpose of the event is to stand up for the right to free speech, but once word reached the internet another free speech rally, about another speech rally, it became clear that this was destined to go off the rails. The president of Kekistan himself, Big Man Tyrone, uploaded a video to YouTube as a declaration of war against normies and commies alike. Tyrone stated that Kekistan will be pledging its support to the free speech rally, and makes the claim that his goal is to make this the largest grandstand in the history of meme warfare, with hundreds of ethnic Kekistanis already agreeing to attend, and support from all corners of the country pouring in. The Boston War is shaping up to be an event you won't want to miss. Will Kekistan finally seize the memes of production? Will the right of free speech survive? Find out on November 18th in a Boston Commons near you. If you're walking around trick-or-treating tonight, you may happen to see some teal pumpkins sitting on your neighbor's doorstep. This, of course, is a new initiative dubbed the Teal Pumpkin Project, which was put into place to indicate to trick-or-treaters who may suffer from food allergies that they will be offering allergen-free candies. As soon as word spread about this ingenious, life-saving idea, many other people decided to paint their pumpkins different colors to show trick-or-treaters what exactly they should be expecting. If you see a red pumpkin, that means that house will only be offering 3-cheese lasagna to their trick-or-treaters. While this may be upsetting to Garfield haters and those who suffer from lactose intolerance, luckily, the blue pumpkins indicate that lactose-free options will be served, including vegan plant-based pasta and a creamy tofu-based lasagna. Now, some of you might be wondering, I don't get this. Lasagna is good and all, but it's Halloween. Is there maybe a pumpkin out there to represent something, I don't know, a little sweeter? Well, you are in luck. If you happen upon a purple pumpkin, that means that house will be serving lasagna with an eggplant base to add a bit of a sweet kick to it. Well, it's about time I go trick-or-treating. I don't want the lasagna run out. Thank you all so much for watching Internews. We'll see you next time with just as much memes and drama, internet permitting.